Hello. Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about 1580 standard difference between 2008 version and 2019 version. Um, 1588. The version 2 published 2008. In this standard, mentioned the ordinary clock, transparent clock, boundary clock, and management knot. The standard was released July 2008. 2019 released updated version for 2.0, and sometimes we see this version 2.1. Something compared to 2008 version, there's something new content, and has a better structure of the content. I'm going to talk about something new in 2019 version. And the clause number 3, definition, introduced two terms. One is called local clock. One is called local PTP clock. What is a local clock? It's a physical clock that is used in operation of a PTP protocol. It's called local clock. Another one is called local PTP clock. Local PTP clock is PTP instance provide a local estimate of time of the ground master clock that is synchronized to the time of ground master clock. These two new terms. And the clause number 5 for the data types are on the wire format. There are something called relative difference and the communication capabilities. These two chapters are new. The structure communication capability include multicast capable, unicast capable, unicast negotiate capable, unicast negotiate required. The clause number 6, the clock synchronization model. Regarding general requirement on the implementation. Here the standard provide the following clause of alternative and options. Alternative transport mechanism, of which at least one must be chosen. We can, for the detail, we can check Annex A, Annex D, even Annex E. Alternative specification for the implementation, normative requirements, for example, flexibilities, in conveying information in the blade architecture, and choice between method of determining message propagation time. In this case, which alternative is applicable or which of option implement and or enabled or disabled shall be specified by one of more following: manufacturer, applicable PTP profile, one of optional features. The clause number 6 applicability and content. The standard specifies precision time protocol. B, the PTP node, PTP network, PTP instance, communication properties necessary to support PTP. For the chapter 613, some following content compared to version 2008, we introduced the local clock, local PTP clock. This part is new. The relationship between entities with the local PTP clock. Here it's called local clock. The 2019 version, the chapter 6662 corrective for different timestamp clock read. The neighbor, this content are new. It's called neighbor rate ratio and cumulative rate ratio, which means how to handle the frequency changes between neighbors. The chapter 7 regarding PTP domain introduced a new item called SDOID. This part is new. The 2008 version only domain, but here introduced the SDOID. Include two parts. First one is called most significant 4 bits are named major SDOID, and least significant 8 bits are named minor SDOID. The PTP domains in 2019 version, domain saying the domain number is the primary mechanism for end use and system integrator to isolate operation of PTP instance from PTP messages used in other domains. The SDOID attribute is the primary mechanism for provide isolation of PTP instance of profiles specified by QSDO from other PTP instance operating on the PTP profile specified by different QSDO. From PTP method point of view, here is the 2019 version. The domain number and the minor SDOID, and here replaced for major SDOID, but on the right side is PTP message header of 2008 version. Compare that, say this domain number part same, but the reserved part used by minor SDOID in 2019 version. Transport specific in the 2008 version. This part replaced by the major SDOID in 2019 version. This is the domain number can be used. SDOID is to include that's different range. The 2019 version, chapter 7.5 for PDP port. The PDP port includes two parts. It's called port identity, clock identity, and port number. The clock identity construction based on IEEE1588. But the 2008 version, the construction based on the EUI-64. Here's the difference. On the chapter 753 for the path delay measurement mechanism, there are two kind of PDP ports, stateful and stateless. Stateful PDP ports support state mechanism. Stateful PDP ports are characterized by current state or PDP state machine associated with PDP port. But stateless PDP port does not support PDP state machine and do not have state machine. This is something new in the chapter 753. In the 2019 version regarding clock accuracy, so the left side is defined clock accuracy in 2008 version. And the maximum is 20. 0 to the 1F are reserved, but in the 2019 version, from 1F to 17 are defined for different clock accuracy, 10 nanosecond, 2.5 nanosecond, and so on, so on. The 00 to the 16 are reserved. For the time source, 2019 version, this left side is the 2008 version. The value 10203040506070, sorry, 609080. But in the 2019 version, introduces 39, which means 0 time code. For example, if the time source is Eric B, the time, the clock, the time source value we can use 39, but in the 2008 version we have used other. The 766, that chapter is new as well. This chapter obtains timing from external source and updating time set of PDP instance. This part is new compared to 2008 version. There are two new items. One is called source adapter block, and second one is external source block. And the 2019 version, the chapter 767. This is new as well. The two new items is called sync adapter blocks and external sync block. And chapter 9.2 state protocol. There is a mask-only PDP port. That's the new item in the 2019 version. Sleeve-only ordinary clock has been defined in the 2008 version already. Compared to 2008 version, the chapter 10, the PTP for the transparent clock has a more detailed content and also has better structure. And chapter 11 regarding clock offset, path delay, readiness time, and asymmetry correction. The 2019 version has better structure as well. Here is the synchronization and the synchronization clock. In the 2019 version, saying ordinary clock and boundary clock with PTP port in slave status shall synchronize its local PTP clock to local PTP clock to local PTP clock. The 2019 version regarding PTP message format. Here is the header. We mentioned something before already, because the 2019 version for the domain introduced some they call SDOID. This 2008 version is the transport specific and reserved, but for the 2019 version, these two parts are replaced by the major SDOID and the minor version PTP. The chapter 16 general option feature. Let's see, 16.1 unicast message negotiation. 16.2 path trace is optional. 16.3 alternative timescale offset. The following 6.3 holdover upgrade. This part is new. 16.5 isolation of PTP instance running on the profile specified by different standards organization. That part is new. 16.6 common mean link delay service, the optional. This is new as well. 16.7 configurable correction of timestamp. That part is new. 16.8 calculation of delay asymmetry for the certain media. That part is new. 16.9 mixed multicast unicast operation. That chapter is new. 16.10 cumulate frequency transfer method for synchronization clock. 16.11 slave event monitoring. That part new. 16.12 enhanced synchronization accuracy metrics. That part new. 16.13 message length extension. That's new. PTP 16.14 PTP integrate security mechanism. That's optional. That part is new. So the chapter 17 state for the state configuration option. The data type for option, that part has been removed. 17.46 mechanics for external configuration of the PTP instance. PTP ports that state, that part is new. 17.7 reduced state set and used foreign master list feature. That part is optional, is new content, newly introduced. For the 2019 version, the chapter 18, interaction between PTP instance in different PTP domain, that whole chapter is new. Chapter 19, compatibility of additions with earlier and future additions. In order to keep the compatibility for current 19 version to the 2008 version, this chapter 19 described how to maintain the compatibility. But for the earlier version 2002, the compatibility no longer supported. But for the 2008 version, with the 2019 version backward compatible. The chapter 19 compatibility of this version with earlier and future version regarding 2008 version. The PTP instance conformant to this edition and the implementation conformant to 2008 edition are compatible. PTP instance conformant to this edition and the implementation conformant to 2008 edition in some case can be compatible even then implementation conformant to this edition enabled option not present in the 2008 edition. Here's the table 139. This is the table 139 with the cumulative frequency transfer. That part only exists in the 2019 version, but it not exist in 2008 version. And the second item is the PTP integrated security mechanism. That's a major change in the 2019 version. In the annex in the 2019 version, the Annex C example of resonance and asymmetry that has been removed because this content detail in different chapters it not exist in the Annex anymore. And the Annex I default PTP profile. Here the in the 2008 version, only two profiles. One is called delay request response default profile, and also peer-to-peer default PTP profile. But the 2019 version introduced one new PTP profile. Is high accuracy delay request response default PTP profile. That part is new. Annex J performance monitoring option. That's new as well. The Annex K suppression of block announce message. That part is new. And Annex L layer 1 based synchronization performance enhancement. That part is new as well. In the 2019 version, the Annex M sub-nanosecond synchronization using high accuracy default PTP profile. That chapter is new. The Annex N is calibration procedure. How to calibrate PTP. That's new. And Annex O example interdomain interaction. That part is newly introduced in 2019. And that Annex P actually for the 2019 version is major changes. So regarding, because 2008 version did not include any security feature. But in 2019 edition, the Annex P regarding how to implement PDP for the security feature, that is the major section. The P.1 overview, assumption, and approach. Annex P.2 multiple branch approach, detailed definition. And here is the 2.1 PTP integrated security mechanism, 2.2 PTP internal transport security mechanism, 2.3 architecture mechanisms, 2.4 monitoring and management mechanism, 2.5 additional security consideration. Yeah, that's as I said, for the 2019 version, the security is a major change compared to 2008 version. Okay, thank you for watching the video. See you next time. Bye bye.